All right, KDA Nation, so excited about this because I think I have sing this song hundreds, thousands of times. We're talking about Spring Love. Stevie B is in the studio. We are live the afternoon ride. Thank you so much. It's funny because when I first seen you right now in the lobby, they're like, you know Stevie B? And I'm like, well, I know him, but I don't know him yet. But now I gave you a hug. I feel like we're friends.
I've been
now.
invading your house
Yes.
in your car for 35 years.
Forever. My whole family know you, okay?
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Let's talk about it, though. Let's jump into Spring Love.
Yeah.
Spring Love. Everybody knows Spring Love. We've all sang it. Timeless anthem. What is the story behind the song, though? Because I've been singing it forever, but I need to know the story.
Well, the real story is I almost gave this record away.
What?
There was a girl back in '87. Her name was Cynthia Roundtree out of Fort Lauderdale. She had a little hit record. Freestyle was just coming up. I wasn't Stevie B. And I wrote a duet, and I tried to bring it to her manager.
Right.
I took it over to the radio station, and he was the radio program director.
Oh, he's a PD.
James T. I'll tell you, James T., if you're still there. And I took it to James to give it to Cynthia, and it was a duet. I remember the first time we ever met. Then they back and forth. It was on the beaches, Miami. And I took it, and he said the record sucked.
Wait, no way.
Thank you, God. He hated it because it's my biggest record I ever had in my whole life.
Oh,
so
my
he
God.
didn't like it. And that's the story behind the record. I say, you know what? I say, you're making a mistake. And I wasn't even Stevie B then. I said, James, this record would have been cool. I'm trying to get into business, you know.
Right.
He said no. And I thank God to this day he turned it down because it's the biggest Stevie B record ever.
What? Oh, my God. That is a story.
Yeah.
And I bet you she mad somewhere like, damn,
But
James.
she didn't know. She didn't know. I say it in public now, but she never knew that because why would he even tell her that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he probably don't even remember that he turned it down.
That's amazing.
But I do.
I'm glad he turned it down,
Yes,
too.
sir, yes.
Listen, it just changed the whole journey.
That's right.
Let's keep it real, though. Did Spring Love, have you feel like a little player back in the days? I'm just saying. The girls were loving that song, and I know they was loving you.
No, it's a Florida thing, and the record is built on that. Everybody looks at the video and they see I have that little Cavalier, the little convertible car, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to be the car. The car was supposed to be a Corvette. I couldn't make it to the video shoot. My bodyguard had that little Sunbird with the freaking the leopard seats, and I had to use it. I mean, we were about to shoot, and I wound up doing it. Do you know people say, bro, I had that car. I'm like, that car sucks so bad. But it was a part of it, and it was a part of our history, and I thank God we did that video that day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I love the stories
yeah,
behind
yeah,
it.
yeah.
If you could give one piece of love advice based off Spring Love, what would it be? And let's keep it PG for radio, but what would it be?
Well, I've been married now for 30-something years.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, I've been married 30-something years, and you have to be flexible, and you have to already love yourself too. Because a lot of time we put a lot of pressure on people to make us happy, that kind of thing.
That's true.
You got to bring happy to the table a little bit. And I don't put pressure on my wife. She don't put pressure on me that way. Jealousy is good sometimes, a little jealousy. It spiced that bedroom up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And it plays both ways, but, that respect line has to stay firm. But people have to want to be together. You have to want to be in a relationship. It's easy to be single, too. But if you want to be in a relationship, I never liked being alone. I never liked it. And even when I was a player, but, I wasn't P. Diddy, goddamn.
Okay. I love it, Stevie B.
No, but I had my fun.
Ever been to a Diddy party?
Hell to the no.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Hell to the no.
You're known as the king of freestyle. How did you first get into freestyle, the freestyle music scene, and what drew you into it?
Well,
was it B from Florida?
Yeah, from Florida. You know who was hot was Expose was hot.
I love Expose.
Okay, TKA was hot. Those groups. Shannon was hot. Trenier was coming up. So it wasn't really established. There was no style. And then we didn't even have radio at the time. So we were establishing radio. We're establishing production. The digital world was just coming in. So we were the pioneers behind that whole dance freestyle thing. And it never really got the respect. But once it got into the mix shows, people started to play it. The DJs really what made it big. The skating rinks, all the underground stuff. And then it kind of forced the radio stations. And that's when you start getting all the hot stations, the power stations. They flipped to accommodate this new thing that was pushed by the Cubans, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans. The Latino community was just bubbling under and trying to get some respect. So that's where it started from, and we've been kind of like holding the line ever since.
Yes.
But thank God for Fat Joe, Anitta, and Khaled, because let me tell you something.
Let's talk about that. Paradise, baby.
Yes.
But wait, first of all, give me the story. Did Fat Joe call you? Did he call your people? Did his people call your people? Like, how did it work? And I love Fat Joe, first of all. I feel like low-key I'm part Terror Squad.
Look,
okay, go ahead.
They did the record, and I got wind of the record, and then I finally called them and said, hey, look, I want to participate. Tell me what to do. I'll get behind the record. And they were accommodating. They flew us in for the VMAs. I live in Rio. I live in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
So they flew me and my wife and my son in from Brazil. We participated with them. And, I'm going to take Spring Love and take that record to about 110 BPMs. They're at about 102. They're a little slow. I love what they did, but the new Spring Love that I'm fixing to drop is going to be phenomenal. So we're going to support them. The record's going to go to #1. We already know that.
Right.
But the new Spring Love for 2025, hey, everything's going to come alive in 2025.
Oh, my. And can we talk about the special remix?
Yes.
Let's talk about it. I don't know if you could throw a name at me. Maybe you can. Maybe
I got
you
a
can't.
couple of things. I got a couple of things on the burner. We're trying to get, I got a remix that I did with The Weeknd on it. Weeknd, if you're hearing this, bro, I want to get this license. Let's get this thing cleared.
Yes.
I want to get this thing cleared. Stevie B featuring The Weeknd. We're trying to get that done. Abel, Stevie B. You grew up in Toronto with Stevie B. I love you, brother. Stevie B, The Weeknd. Hey, Spring Love, you got to hear it. I got a 110 urban mix. Is absolutely sick.
And I haven't heard it, but I can only imagine your voice.
I can't let it out. I said that out of a whim with The Weeknd.
And you can't even play it for me like off camera, huh?
I can't do it.
Man,
I can't do it. I can't do it. They are too sensitive out here about these things. And I was sensitive about mine. So I wind up, they were gracious. Fat Joe, Khaled was gracious. Anitta came from Brazil. Anitta, I live in Rio.
She's big.
I speak fluent Portuguese. I live in Brazil. So she came from us.
Wow.
Anitta, I saw her when she was like 15 or 16 years old in the studio. And I told the investors, invest in her. One day she's going to be big. She says it in her interview, Stevie B saw me first. And I saw her first, and she came from our genre, which would be called the freestyle of Brazil, what they call funky. So we call funk, but in funk Brazil, funk melody is us. She came from us, and they took it to heights that we never took it to. Now we're finna take it freestyle to heights that it never been taken.
Well, speaking of that, your music has reached fans all over the world.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the global impact of your sound?
Well, I'm thankful as a producer, a recording artist, engineer. I do the whole thing. It's nothing like being able to experience your song, for a little while.
Right.
But to experience it for 35 years straight, it's literally historical. And then for Fat Joe and for Khaled and Anitta to get on it 35 years later. And I was just about to do a re-release. I got an Afro house mix. I got, a hip-hop mix. I got various different mixes. Right now in this global market, if you got this kind of product, it's not just limited.
Right.
It's everywhere right now.
Yes.
You don't have to break market. It breaks overnight.
Man, it's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I want to ask you your opinion. Jermaine Dupri recently went on social media and he said, what's missing from today's R&B is soul. And he said it's because people aren't going to church anymore. Do you really agree with this?
I don't think it has anything to do with church.
Okay.
I think it has to do with the disconnect that they have with hooks.
Oh, okay.
Hooks in music is hooks in melodies. Everything was very, very bland in hip hop. You couldn't attach to it because a lot of times those artists were being produced by other people. It wasn't the original person. It's sort of like, you're not cooking that. Somebody's cooking it back there and you're out front. They didn't have that connection to say, man, that came from his DNA, that came from his sweat. And they saw you sweating. They saw you play it. They see you sing it. It was homogenized. People are like, no more damn fast food. They're sick of it. They can't connect with it. And now they're connecting back with what? You got Fat Joe getting Stevie B. There's some soul in there.
Yes.
That is a historical record amongst the Latino community worldwide. in and out of the Latino community, but I'm saying is that's my base. So to answer your question is that's the soul he's talking about. And people don't go to church. They're not crying no more. People need to get back to their emotions.
I heard that.
Spring love is emotional.
You know what's so crazy is that what I'm starting to see is when I host these concerts and I go out to these concerts, guess what? The crowd is getting younger, Stevie B.
That's right.
It's getting younger.
The 30-year-olds are the new old school.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I went recently to a Britton Wood concert.
Yeah.
And I saw 16, 17, 18-year-olds singing every word. I'm like, what? I went to a concert this past weekend. There's a young girl. She's, I think, 15 years old. And they call her name is Old School Ari.
Wow.
Because she's embracing all of it. And I'm like, wow, this is funny because to me, it's like, it just shows the timeless. This music is timeless.
This last generation has been in a trance. And it was from the production. With the sub, I'm a real engineer and I study music and I understand what sounds and subs and all that do. People have been in a trance and it was filled, it was really fueled by, it's the drugs and everything else that goes with it, the alcohol. And the people really lost their appetite. They lost their palate. And I think that this new 30, 35-year-olds becoming the new old school fans, they're starving. And when they get a taste of a Britton Wood, a Stevie B, a Parliament Funkadelic, all these groups, they're like, where the hell have I been? You've been in a daze for all your teenage years, and now they got kids now.
Right.
They just got married. My son and all, they grew up around it, and they're saying, wow, I can't live off of. I mean, I ain't doing nothing. Little Dirk, Little Babies, and the baby and the baby mama and the baby. I'm just saying. You're not going to be around 50 years from now, 40. Our catalogs are going to last.
Well, that's what we have talked about in different interviews and just topics with friends and having conversation is that the artists, that we play here on K-Day, whether it's hip hop and freestyle, because we do a lot of freestyle giveaways, concerts. Like you said, you have a catalog and people will still pay anywhere from $50 to $250, depending on where the seats are for these artists.
That's right.
I've paid,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I would pay that for a new artist. They might only have one song.
What kind of meal you gonna get? It depends on
exactly.
If you want to eat some soul food. This is what Jeremy was talking about. If you want to get some soul food, you got to be able to attach to the soul of the artist, and that flows through his music. Now, if I can go to an artist and think about how that music was created, it came from him.
Right.
And what was he thinking about? What was emoting that record? You can't hardly do that to these artists because it wasn't them emoting it.
Yeah,
so it's like
true.
it's sort of like a artificial love.
But you know what's so crazy is that this amazing lineup at the Old School Block Party, that listen, you're gonna come and you're gonna get what you want. You're gonna eat. They're gonna serve. They're gonna really serve on this stage.
Oh yeah.
You're on stage with legends like Naughty by Nature, Digital Underground. Being a part of the Old School Block Party, it has to be too like a family reunion in some sorts.
That's exactly what our shows are. That's what he's talking about. They ain't been to church. You ain't been with the family. This is a family reunion of people and music that has expanded 30-something years. Jody Watley, I grew up on Jody Watley, with Shalimar, all those groups. Naughty by Nature, Trenier's on that show. It's just a smorgasbord, a buffet of the best feeding you can have that was given over the last 35 years. And October 19th, Greek Theater, Stevie B, and we live with the band. See, not a lot of artists have bands. I've had a band since the beginning. So when I get on the stage, it's the real deal.
I love it.
And those sounds, I know every element of every song. I know when the hi-hat's off. I know when the horns are off. I know when the melodies are off. I know every
You know who
element
you
of it.
remind me of? DJ Quick.
Quick is very talented.
He is like you. When I sit and interview him, and right now I'm sitting with you, I feel like that's who I'm hearing because he talks about the same thing you do. He's about the sound and what is the arena, what's the sound like, and everything. And I'm just like, whoa,
It makes a difference.
Y'all listen with a different ear.
Look, a real artist. See, Quick is a real artist, and a lot of people can play, but they can't play what they create in their mind. Can you come up with a new dish that everybody's going to say, oh my God, that is crazy? I was a DJ when I was younger. Then I became a programmer, and then I became an engineer. Then I couldn't get anybody to sing. I had this song called "I Need You." Look it up. A group called BVSMP. I need you. You're what I want. Sha-na-na. And so I didn't have anybody to sing it, so I sang it. And it went down. I put that little group out. The song went platinum. Okay, that's one of my first productions. People don't know it. I was I was a producer when LL Cool J had "I Need Love." Just look up a group called BVSMP.
Okay.
Baby Virgo and the Simple Mind Persuader. That's what they called themselves.
Okay.
Two kids who knocked on my garage door when I had a little warehouse and say, "We can rap." I say, "Yeah, right." I had a beat. I put it on, and I sang the hook. I need you, and they did the rap. What's it gonna take to get your attention? You're keeping my mind hanging in suspension. I want you. That's what I'm trying to say. 'Cause for your love, night and day I pray. I'm like, hey, that's cool. That's a good little kiddie song. Put it down. Go check on YouTube, BVSMP.
Oh my God!
And that record is smashed to this day right now in Brazil. It's a classic. So that's the first Stevie B production. Then I did Party Your Body. Oh,
Party Your Body. I
That's the
remember
first one.
that. Oh my
Yeah,
God, yes.
Yes.
Out here in LA, they would bump it, and we would call what we had mini trucks.
Yes.
Do you remember the mini trucks?
Of course I do.
And they would be bumping it,
Come
and
on.
Lord, like they'd cruise Whittier Boulevard.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Well, that was our teen years, and that was what was driving the whole community. I mean, they have it now, but that was ours, and it has lasted now for 35 years. And it ain't going nowhere. It's getting stronger.
It is. It is.
It's
I mean,
getting
listen,
stronger.
every time, and it's funny because every time we do these freestyle giveaways and these tickets, people are blowing up the phone lines.
Yes.
That's how we know. This is how our listeners talk to us, is through the phone lines. And when we see it, we're like, okay, right away, this is what they want. If you can collaborate, and let's not talk about The Weeknd, anybody else, if you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be right now?
The Weeknd.
I was trying to think of somebody else, Stevie B.
I ain't looking everywhere. You know, I'm a guy or girl, they looking all over. I'm looking right here. I'm focused, because you know why? Something is happening. The music business is in transition. Radio is in transition. People are lost about what they're going to do creatively. The rap world is in a thing, the whole industry. But I'm not lost. You got to be able to read the tea leaves.
Yes.
I see it. I do my own festivals in Brazil. I have 4 cities we're doing, biggest cities. I'm doing stadium in Rio de Janeiro. My show is called the Baile dos Sonhos.
Oh my God.
Oi Brasil, tô aqui em Los Angeles falando sobre nossos Bailes dos Sonhos aqui agora. Olha só, Baile dos Sonhos, dia 15 de novembro, 16 Cariacica, 23 em Brasília e em São Luís Maranhão, dia 30. Tem Bailes dos Sonhos, compra teu ingressos agora. So I just gave an advertisement for Brazil. They're going to watch this.
Oh my God.
But it is the biggest redux of a musical genre. And I don't even think Khaled, I don't even think Fat Joe or Anitta knew. I felt it. I already saw it because I'm still current.
They have to come to your festival.
Listen to me. I'm still current. I still have my finger on the pulse of what's going on. And me and Jim talk about the markets and the way they're moving. I'm the promoter. I got millions of dollars tied up in my concerts. I do my own concerts. So we have to be able to read the market. We have to be able to read ticket sales. We talk about it all the time. You're off this week. Yeah, we're 10% down. Market is soft. We understand what's going on. But we think, after the election, it's going to get better.
Okay, good.
We already know she's going to win. So I'm just saying, I don't get political. But when she do, she's going to bring some positivity back. People just want the sun to shine again.
I heard that, yes.
And I'm getting into the politics of it. People just want a little sunshine. And Mr. Spring Love is back.
I love it.
Mr. Spring Love is back on the scene.
Okay, so besides the old school block party, guys, that's going down Saturday, October 19th at the Greek Theater at 6:15. Do not be late. What else do you have in store for yourself? What's going on with Stevie B? And with this question, I want you to answer. You're doing something like the line dancing.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So in the line dance in Brazil, it's called a passinho.
Okay.
Oh, it's the little birdies dancing. Everybody does it. It is big in Brazil. They do it, they do it by the thousands, and everybody goes. So they have these schools that teach you. So you can go to the school, you sign up, and it's like going to the gym. It's a cardio.
Right.
Really is. And our audience, our asses need some cardio. Stevie B lost 50 pounds, y'all.
Yes.
Right
yes.
there.
Health is
50
wealth,
pounds.
honey.
So health is wealth.
Yes.
And you can work hard as you want, but if you don't have your health, you have nothing. You have money, it means nothing. So I'm working on that. I'm doing my Brazil festival starting here in the next month or two. I'm headed back to Rio after Jim's show. Headed back. I'm going to do San Diego on the 2nd of November. We're doing the arena over there. And I'm going to head right back. We're going to start all the media over again. But those shows are in motion. You can go check it out on Buddies of Sonia's on any of my websites, on Facebook, Instagram. That's what I'm working on immediately. And, of course, I'm going to probably sign a new record deals with distributors and get ready to do a re-release of the Party Your Body album with Spring Love on it. On that album, you got to remember, I had 3 big hits on that album.
Yeah.
Party Your Body, I'm dreaming of love, thinking of you. I had Dreaming of Love.
Yes.
And I remember when we first started. You came to me and you was broken hearted. So that's what I got in motion now, and I'm focused on that. And then, of course, I have my son. He goes by the name of Azul Winter. He produced the Burn record for Kanye. He did the Honest record for Justin Bieber. He did tons of stuff. But he's got a new album out, and he's focusing on Afro house music, and that's the stuff you see in the Ibiza, the big festivals.
Right.
He's got a brand new album out. He goes by the name of Azul Winter. You can check him out on Instagram, Azul Winter, Azul Winter. We're going to be launching his project, and it's going to change the world. So we're getting ready. We're excited.
I love it.
Yeah, we're on the upbeat.
Okay, this is awesome. Listen, so much to catch up with Stevie B, but make sure you guys head out to the Greek Theater, the old school block party.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so excited. I want, K-Day Nation loves you so much. I want to see if it's okay with you, we can give away some tickets for backstage.
Oh, yeah.
So they can meet you, give you a hug, take
Yes.
pictures.
Jim, we got 4 we're going to give away?
4? Can we do 4?
Give away 4?
Let's do 4.
5.
Yes.
Yeah, 4. We just got the right to do 4. And what do they got to do to get the 4?
You tell me. You're Stevie B.
What do you want to do to get the 4 tickets? Call in. They got a call in number, or
Yeah,
what
we
they got
can
to
do that right now. 323-520-5329. Let's go.